Good morning, everyone. Good morning to Sunday Morning Coffee with Caryn, episode 70. Yeah, episode 70. Amazing. I hope you're all having a beautiful day today. Oh my goodness. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. We fucking made it, right? We made it to 2021. This is a 5 year. So last year was a 4 year because you could add up 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. So that was the year of the emperor. And really, if you think about it, that's pretty freaking accurate, right? We had to deal a lot with the patriarchy. We had to deal a lot with being able to have our own empires that were able to really hold down the fort and be able to keep our kingdoms and be able to expand where possible. And we really had to come back and figure out the structure necessary for our lives to be able to continue to grow and to thrive in this day and age. So I this year is a 5 year. Okay, 2021 is a 5 year. So this is the year of the Hierophant, which is, I'm referring to tarot cards here. So the year of the Hierophant is all about the self mastery and really the step right before the lovers, right? So the lovers is the true marriage of light and shadow. A lot of what I was talking about last week in the episode where we really talked about that marriage, that happens once we get to like next year, right? Next year is going to be a 6 year. This year is about the self mastery. This is about being able to have your spiritual disciplines. So yesterday I did a ritual with my spiritual bestie, and we did some candle magic with Saturn and working with the black dragon from Saturn and really creating a structure for the endeavors that each of us are going on. And this is where I really wanted to come back with you all here in 2021 and remind you all that we're playing with dragons here, right? I'm the dragon doula. Hi, I'm Caryn Terrace. I'm the Dragon Doula. I'm a super conscious leader and metaphysical strategist here to help change the entire planet and bring us to a place where we can create heaven on earth as individuals, as well as co-creating within unity consciousness. This is what my mission is. This is what I'm here to do. This is why I have such big, epic, crazy, wild dreams, and why I help my clients be able to do the same. And it's because we don't just play with little magic. We're not just casting little spells here and there. We're not just asking for little amounts here and there. We're not just dreaming little bits here and there. We're dreaming huge. We're dreaming the most impossible dreams possible. And we're doing that not so that our own light can be big and bright, even though it's nice to have a big, bright light. It's so that others in the world can see that light and to know that it's possible for them to change as well. So today's episode is going to be a whole lot more dragon based than I've been for the last couple of months, actually, and really diving into a little bit of the history of dragons, why it is that I work with that energy, and what it really means to truly claim yourself as dragon to become the living legend that you were born to be, because that's what we need. We need more light workers, dark workers, energy healers, star seeds, whatever the hell it is that you call yourself, heart-centered entrepreneur, soul-centered entrepreneur, whatever. Those of you who are tuning into my channel know that there is a label out there that you prescribe to that is a little bit weird, but you love it, right? You're using magic, you're interested in dragons, you want to know how to do these things. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to own that in this current world, in this current paradigm, you're not going to be the hero. Okay? The hero is the one who shows the values of the old but the new, right? So usually if you look at a Star Wars reference, the Luke Skywalker is fighting off the Empire, right? And the Empire's the old guard, and it's been around for forever, and he's helping with the rebellion, right? And he becomes the hero because he takes over and gets rid of the old and then stands for the new. But in many ways, it's not really the new, because the rebellion is how most people think. They're just not willing to go risk their lives for it, right? If you look at the Star Wars reference, like, really, no one loves the Empire. They're just terrified of it, right? So they just prescribe to that fear, and Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and Leia and everyone come in, and they help lead the rebellion, and the rebellion's still going on, and they finally are able to defeat the Empire. And then what happens after that, no one has any fucking clue. But that's where you're at, right? Oh no, we know Rogue One, right? And they're going forward, and they're doing everything that happened with with Caryn. And I'm obviously not a huge Star Wars person, but the point is that there's still the battle, right? The Empire's still there. Like, they don't actually take it over until like the end of that like trilogy, if I remember correctly. Like, it's forever, right? That's what, and to the Empire, right? From the point of view of the Empire, the rebellion is the most negative thing, right? And they have their own heroes. So the hero and the villain is always based on perspective. Right now, when we're talking about all the things that we talk about when it comes to having a planet that's filled with love and hope and bliss and prosperity, where everyone has access to clean water and healthy food and solar powered energy and medicine and a shelter and education and all of these things that allow for their base needs to be met, and then they can move on to create. That's the world that we want. This utopia. The song Imagine, they sang Imagine in Times Square right before they dropped the ball this year. I never have they done that. It's not like it's a tradition. And I really sat there watching NBC, watching the ball drop with my kids, listening to those lyrics, crying over the fact that here we are 40, 50, like 45 years since that song was first released, and we still have to imagine it so much, right? That's where we need more people to come in and use their imagination to know that, hey, I'm a fucking dragon. I'm a god on earth. I'm creating my own story. I can dream big. I don't have to just think about me and my own family and taking care of my mom and my dad and my brothers, or even just my neighborhood. I can dream so big that I could help the planet. I can shine so bright that the entire planet would be affected by the work that I'm doing. Okay? Just gonna check something really quick. Make sure y'all can see me. Sometimes it doesn't work. So, really connecting for a second, what is that dream for you? Oh my God. What is it that you really want to be able to share with others that you maybe feel weird about, right? What is that thing? Share, oh my gosh, with others that you maybe. So cool. Facebook apparently moved my live streams to being inside of an event and not on my timeline anymore. That's fun. All right. So, dragons. Why would I be teaching about dragons? Why call myself the dragon doula? Right? Why would I do that? It's because dragons have everything already, right? As a dragon, when we look at the history of dragons, they're really actually the birthers of all reality. So you have source, the all, God, divine, whatever you want to call it, the everything, the non-dualism of the void. And from that comes separation. For just a second, the separation is Christ consciousness. The separation is physical reality. The separation is the multiverse, okay? In the bridge between source and the multiverse, as source is like, okay, I'm gonna birth at the space between the multiverse and all actual creation is now dragons. So they're bridges. Dragons are portals, dragons are bridges. Dragons have always had this ability to fly, they breathe fire, they have this very ancient magic about them, and it's because they are the spiral of the Kundalini, the spiral of the DNA. They are the serpentine energy that allows for the multiverse to exist. Wormholes, black holes, all of that. Those are all actual like energy conjunctions of dragon magic. So dragons are the birthers. So they have an organ called a heart womb, meaning that they are able to love, they're able to create what it is that they love. Sorry, I had to get my words correct. They have to be able to absolutely, without any shadow of a doubt, in their heart, know what it is that they're willing to fight for, like a mother would fight for, and create that, and then wait until it's ready to be birthed. Okay? So when you take on the role of dragon, you're knowing that whatever it is that you create is like a golden egg, right? Like this cosmic golden egg, because dragons are the ones who birth universes. They're the ones who birth planets. They're the ones who birth stars. All of it is first kept within the heart womb of a dragon. And then dragons have all, that's the highest level of dragon. That's a seraphim dragon. And those are the ones that are, they have bound their will with the divine will of source. And so anything that source wills or anything that the multiverse wills to be created is then created through those higher levels of dragons. And dragons tend to work in twins. So in pairs, right? So there's usually a pair of dragons, and then as you move through the different dimensions, you have different dragons. So in Inner Earth, you have elemental dragons that live there. So every combination, so there's not just air, water, fire, and earth dragons. There's and like every combination, right? So there's an air and earth dragon, an air and water dragon, an air and fire dragon, so on and so forth, right? Until you've matched them all up. And those are the elemental dragons. And then you have dragons in all higher realms. Like I said, we were working with the black dragon from Saturn yesterday. Today, I've been working with the gold and violet flame dragon. So she really helps with that Saint Germain energy, the transformation, the magic, the being in service under grace, right? Teaching dragons is something that no one else is really doing right now, and they're not doing it from the standpoint of living a life of grandeur for the betterment of others. They're not, there's still a lot of healer wound. There's still a lot of I have these gifts that I need to give away, and that's not what I teach. I teach you how to be the leader of your industry. I teach you how to be the leader of your community, how to actually truly become a super conscious leader so that we can bring new earth into the forefront, because it's already built, it's already there. It's just not the main programming that most of the planet is running. Like they're all so prescribed to the empire. They don't even know that a rebellion exists, right? There's no like, you're not in like the rebellion where like, yeah, the rebellion, they're gonna win, right? That's like, that's what always happens. Even in the Revolutionary War in America, right? There were tons of places within America during the revolution that they would not take American money. They wouldn't take, they just wanted British coins. They wouldn't sell to the rebellion soldiers. They wanted nothing, right? There's an entire verse in Alexander Hamilton where he talks about that, right? The Congress isn't sending the forces that they need. They're not sending the money. The soldiers have like resorted to eating their horses. They have nowhere to stay. They're freezing to death because no one will let them sleep there. This is what always happens, and then eventually the tide turns and you hit critical mass, and enough people believe in the new way that then you become the hero. But until that time, you're the dragon, right? Until that time, you're the evil one. And really, dragons aren't even evil, right? They can be monstrous. Everyone always thinks about Smog. But even then, Smog burns down a kingdom that was pretty fucked, if you think about it, right? So I want us, for all just a second, to really sit with this idea that you have the magic within you to be a dragon right now. Right now, you are, so just close your eyes for a second. You are the dragon truly creating this life where you have unlimited treasure, where you have the ability to fly, what sort of adventures are you taking yourself on? What are you doing really and truly to change this planet? Okay, what are you doing that is so magical, that is your gift to the world, that maybe you just still have this belief that you're supposed to be giving it away, or you have this belief that you only have the ability to affect a small percentage of people, right? You know that you're amazing at what you do. You know that you're a kick ass entrepreneur, you're a kick ass coach, you're an amazing artist. You've been able to create a solid following. You're a beautiful musician, and you've been able to do many things, but you're still not living that star life. You're not actually taking the leading role in your life. And when you come to know yourself as dragon, when you find out and really believe and know that you're the one birthing your reality every moment of every day with every choice that you make, you have now gone from being the passive observer of your life, wondering, oh, well, I wonder what will happen next. I wonder what will happen next, to being, no, this is my life and this is what I'm creating, and I know it to be true. I just know it. The same way that I know that I'm drinking coffee with oat milk, the same way that I know what I'm having for dinner, the same way that I know that my kids are downstairs watching Soul. I know that my creations that I'm working on when it comes to building an empire is because I already am a dragon. I'm already birthing it. That's what I want to create. I want to create this planet where there are no people that ever die of hunger, and that there are no people that ever die of freezing on the streets, and that there are no people that ever don't have access to medicine. If they want it, they should have access to it for a low price. Fucking insurance companies, right? I wake up every day dreaming of the song Imagine, and then wonder what it is that I can do within my own life that can create the structure and discipline necessary for that planet to then exist. Okay? Dragons are very isolated creatures, right? You don't ever usually see them hanging out in packs. I mean, unless you're talking Game of Thrones, which honestly, don't ask me about Game of Thrones. I never seen it. But everyone always tells me that I'm a lot like Darius. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, but the point of the matter is that you know what you want, so you get it, right? The reason why dragon is such a name that creates fear and panic and all this in people is because it's always been attributed to this very negative serpentine evil energy, and yet Merlin was a dragon, and yet dragons have been in every fail to in China. Dragons are actually considered good luck, and they're water creatures, they're fertility, they're good fortune. But in the West, we have demonized them and turned them into the evil dragon, the treasure hoarding, village burning, pillaging, evil creatures, right? But that's mostly because dragons truly are the epitome of magic and abundance, right? So kings would end up capturing dragons and using them for their abilities and their magic and all this stuff, and um, created dissonance between the dragons and the human race. And now they've shifted to this plane of consciousness where really you have to be able to connect to that, to them. So when I talk about dragons, you have to be able to see them as this really big picture, the micro of your own life as well as the macro of the fact that even our planet technically was born from a dragon named Sophia Gaia. Okay, The dragon energy is creation energy. It is Kundalini energy. Okay? You are a dragon. You are a god. You are creating your own reality. You are experiencing everything in this life as a reflection of your own inner beliefs. And that's why 2021, being the year of the Hierophant, is really going deep inward and being able to say, this fight that I'm having with my husband is because I believe that about myself. If I didn't believe whatever it is that he's saying about myself, then my husband wouldn't be saying it as a reflection to me. I believe this, right? It doesn't matter. It can be positive or negative. I believe I'm worthy of closing a $100,000 deal. How do I know that? Because I just closed a $100,000 deal, right? I believe I'm worthy of having my yard not being clean. How do I know that? Because my yard isn't clean right now, right? So having really is this evidence of wanting. And as a dragon, you can take accountability and responsibility for, like, authority and responsibility for everything you have in your life, and then also switch it, right? Change the rhetoric. And this is where you become a leader, right? This is where you stop playing small with the law of attraction and where you dream big. You dream as big as possible, knowing that the second you have the dream, the second you have the thought, it's possible. It's already existing. It's there in the quantum, and you are dissolving the limiting beliefs that are stopping you from already having and achieving it. This is not that you're creating this new thing. The second you thought it, you created. What it is you becoming the person who has that thing. So if you're dreaming big, if you're dreaming huge, if you're like, I'm going to have Grammys, I'm going to have Oscars, I'm going to be serving uh, businesses around the planet, I'm going to be able to charter private jets and boats, I'm going to be able to travel the world, and you have this giant list that you wrote down at the beginning of 2021 of all the things that you desire. If you were the person who already had those things, you wouldn't have them on your list of things you wanted. This is not you creating the charters, right? Those jets out there that you're chartering, they already exist. The Grammys that you want to win already exist. The clients that you want to close, they already exist, and they've already actually signed soul contracts with you. It's that you need to become the version of you that has those things. Becoming a dragon, birthing a dragon is not an outward game. It's an internal game. 100%. The reason why I'm the dragon doula is I'm the best on the planet at being able to hold space for the craziest wild dreams that you've ever heard of and witnessing them come true pretty fucking fast. And that's because we take the accelerated path and we don't beat around bushes, and you have to be able to take the punches and have fire breathed at your life. I've told you multiple times that I'm pretty much the embodiment of Kali Ma. Like, your shit's gonna get destroyed. Because as soon as you decide that you are worthy of having those things, everything in your life that's not in alignment with the version of you that has those things will start to fall off. And that's the part that is always too scary. And why so many starseeds and light workers and dark workers are playing it safe in their echo chambers. They're not being fearlessly authentic. They're not even willing to talk out loud to most regular muggles about their belief systems. They are not willing to take up the mantle of taking leadership positions outside of their own cozy little empire. They're in their own little ideological bunker. So we've got all these ideological bunkers all over the place, all these mini rebellions going on, and there's no one leading the call. Well, not really. I am. And I'm here to lead the call. Come out and play. Come and learn to be a dragon. Come learn that there is nothing out there that can harm you. No one and nothing has power over you. You're willing to fight for and create what you value, and if you're like me, then you value creating New Earth. New Earth's already here, guys. We need to now become the people who inhabit New Earth. It's not that it doesn't exist. It exists because we're constantly thinking about it. We've created it in the global consciousness. It's that we don't actually believe that we're worthy enough of being in New Earth. Some of us are, right? When I tell you that I'm living happy, blissful, successful, ridiculous prosperity, I'm living heaven on earth already, right? My neighbors aren't. I can tell you that much. I haven't been able to, my kids haven't seen the neighbor kids in months, right? There's plenty of people that you can tell are living hell and you're living heaven. And the thing that's missing, the thing that is really fucking with you all, dragons don't give a fuck that they have a ton of treasure and other people don't. Okay? They don't care that they can fly and others can't. And they're not going around trying to save every person that doesn't know how to fly or give away all their gold to all the people that can't, that don't know what to do with it because they would just go and frivolously spend it. The dragon end up with it again anyway. Okay? The dragon analogy is really the fertility, right? And the prosperity and the creation. You can decide that you're the type of dragon that gives away all your gold. That's fine. That's your choice. But you would also have the ability to have an infinite supply of gold coming in. So it wouldn't matter that you're always giving it away, right? It doesn't matter if you want to give people rides all the time and you want to let them ride the dragon. That's your choice. But you would be choosing to allow people to ride you, right? And honestly, in my opinion, unless they've mastered themselves, no one has any right to be riding a dragon. When you decide that you're done being an average magician, when you decide that you're done being what I call a woo-woo wannabe, someone who shows up for the full moons and the new moons, who does pussy magic, who's created a successful 6-7 figure businesses doing what she's done, and you're ready to actually step the fuck up and become the leading role of your life, and you're willing to actually claim the entirety of the magic capable within you to create whatever reality it is that you desire, when you're ready to claim and know your worth fully and completely as the creator manifest in song, singing her own song, his own song of your unique frequency in which you can live heaven on earth, and you're willing to stand on the rooftops and sing that song so loud, so brilliantly, so brightly that other people can't help but stop to look at you and listen to you sing. And as you sing, they sing too, and they are brought up to knowing their worth as a creator of their reality manifested form. And as we do that, as we show up, as we shine and sparkle and allow ourselves to be stars and allow ourselves to be living legends, right? Ones that get read about. You think about Warren Buffett, he is still alive. He is a living legend in his sphere, right? Everyone knows who Warren Buffett is. There are so many people in the system, in the empire, that we can name. Think about Beyonce, she's a star, right? Think about Oprah, think about, Jeff Bezos, any of them, Elon Musk, all of them are living legends. They are literally fucking legendary. We talk about them all the time. No one is doing that with the Lightworker Starseed community and energy healers and soul-centered and heart-centered entrepreneurs, unless you're talking about like Tony Robbins or Gabrielle Bernstein or Marie Forleo or Marianne Williamson. And even then, the only people that are talking about them are people that already know about them. Do you know how many people I've met that have never heard about Tony Robbins? Ever? People who didn't even know that Marianne Williamson ran for president in 2020, 2019 or whatever. It's because we get stuck in our ideological bunkers. We get stuck and we think that we're just humans and that we have to walk until someone realizes, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to get brighter. I'm going to sprout some wings. I'm going to become impenetrable. No one's going to be able to get any arrows into my scales. And I'm going to go over to the other bunker. I'm going to go burn some shit down because it's bullshit. We have this beautiful world, we have this prosperity, we have this bliss, we have this love, we have this success that we want to share with the planet. And because of the spell casting going on from the other broadcasting and the other, you know, mainstream and all of this stuff, we don't have a voice. And it's because there's not enough of us singing it out loud. There's not enough fearlessly authentic leaders. There are not enough super conscious leaders willing to go into the heart of the empire that currently stands and start a rebellion. There's too much fear of the repercussions still, because not there's too much of this love and light and softness. There's not enough wrath. There needs to be wrath. There needs to be some hardcore Kali Ma and wrathful Dakini energy that comes in with the new earth to show up as a dragon. Means that you know that you can breathe fire, but you're still choosing when you do it, but you know that you can do it, right? You can fly. Like, it's the ultimate mythological creature. And you can be that right now. You don't have to actually shapeshift, right? You don't have to sprout wings actually, but to know that you're guarded in that way, that you're looking at my human form. My dragon form is like as big as my house. And I know that I'm protected within that. And that dragon form is protected within the space of this planet, and then that's protected by the space of this galaxy, the solar system, and the galaxy, and that I'm really actually held in the all, so I have no reason to be afraid. Fearless authenticity means being able to show the fuck up and say, you know what? I'm kind of bored with your yoni eggs and your crystals and your tarot cards. Like, I know I'm even talking about tarot a little bit because it was a great tool, but you know what? Being a dragon means you don't need any of that shit. You don't need to muscle test. You don't need to ask if you're following your intuition or not. The only thing that I still really do on a regular basis is channeling. And it's because it's really a way for me to pull things out in a really clean way. It's very clean, and I really like that process. But that's my spiritual discipline, right? This is the year of the Hierophant. This is the year of creating spiritual discipline. This is the year that you decide if you're going to continue being a human, if you're going to continue living in your own ideological bunker, if you're going to continue to just lead your own little tribe. And you're all welcome to, right? You're all welcome to lead your tribe. You're all welcome to lead your little business in your echo chamber, collaborate here and there. You're all welcome to have your little new earth over here that has, you know, like 1 million or a couple million people in it. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be out with the billions of others, holding the door open, being the keeper of the dragon's gateway, sounding the bugle, singing my song, burning down the patriarchy where it needs to be burned down, building up new areas for those ready to congregate. And I'm going to be living my life as a legend, creating music, creating books, creating art, being able to travel the planet, being able to serve individuals, couples, and companies with these metaphysical strategies that have not only changed my life, but the lives of thousands of people all over the planet. And continue to grow that until one day I can sit back and say, look at what you all did. Every single one of you who made a choice. Every single one of you who made the choice to become the creator of your own reality. And all I did was stand on this hilltop and sing. And waited for all of you guys to choose to sing too. Some days I'm singing alone, some days I'm surrounded by a choir. And I really can't wait until that day that I know that the chorus is not going to turn off. But until then, I will be the rebel who is lonely on the hilltop, and I will stand as the revolutionary, and I will stand as the visionary. I will hold this vision so strongly as I witness the birthing of dragons before me. Because that's what I came here to do. It's what I was born to do. To be here to teach you of dragons, which you're going to hear a whole lot more of We're going to be deep diving into things. I'm really excited about all the new episodes that are going to be coming out, the new programs, the Dragon Academy that's going to be launching in April. It's going to be the best year of your life. And all it takes is for you to look within and to start creating some of that spiritual discipline, that daily discipline necessary, so that you have that relentless focus and discipline, so that you can have the ability to take the massively terrifying actions necessary. Yeah, necessary. They're necessary. They're necessary, terrifying actions that are necessary to change your life, because you have to become the person who has the things. If you already were that person, if your current actions, your current habits, your current disciplines, your current everything was the version of you who had those things, you'd have them already. So the fact that you don't have them means that you need to become a different person. It's not new year, new you. It's new year, better you. Because you'll always have your past. You just don't have to be defined by it. Okay? You don't need to be defined by what happened in 2020 or what happened when you were 20 or what happened when you were 2. You can choose right now and declare it that you know who you are, you know what you are, and you know how you serve. You, my friend, are a fractal of God, an aspect of the Creator manifest in form, here to sing your own song by living a life of your own creation in your own unique frequency. And just doing that changes the planet. You affect every person that you come into contact with. When you can stand in the knowing of your worth and look at all of the people around you, even those who are still in fear, even those who are still in lack, all of that, and look at them and say, I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve, knowing that they are doing the best they can at the level of consciousness that they have. And it's not your job to go and preach at them. It's your job to be the example, to be all that you preach to be the embodiment of your message, so that you know that you have supreme integrity and you can go into the depths of hell and be a fucking dragon, knowing there's no way that anyone can shame you. No one can make you feel guilty. No one can penetrate you. You are an impenetrable spellbinder. You are the one who is weaving your own reality. You weave your own fate. You are weird. That's what weird means, to weave one's fate. Yeah. You are a dragon. You are all powerful. Welcome to your new life. The one where you claim 100% responsibility and authority for everything. And you decide right here and right now if you are willing to fight for and create what it is you truly value, which is New Earth. The new Earth that has already been created in our consciousness. That as each of us stand up and sing our song, as each of us roar as dragons, we show the world that they can know that they are powerful too. We're not here burning down the world just to watch it burn. We're not burning down the world to shine our own light. We are burning down the world to let others know that it's okay for them to burn down theirs. That it is okay to change. That it is safe for them to change. That it is safe for them to follow freedom. Raise your glass to freedom. Something they can never, ever take away from you unless you choose to give it to them. Dragons are free. They're the freest being. They are the closest connection to source. They are the most ancient form of magic. And I'm so excited to spend 2021 teaching you guys so much more about dragons, how it is that I've been able to create heaven on earth and live it for not only, again, myself, but thousands of people all over the planet. I am not going away. Nothing is changing except for everything is expanding. We are expanding into the limitlessness of our liberation. Happy 2021. I love you all. Thanks for joining me this week. I'll see you next week.